everyone, greetings from rainy Hamburg. I'm Carly, I'm the growth marketing lead at Adjoe. We are an exclusive growth platform for mobile games, and more recently we entered into the hyper-casual market with our new ad unit, Agile Advance. So hopefully in the next few minutes I can enlighten you on how Agile Advance works and maybe how you can find success with our new platform. So who is Adjoe? Maybe you've heard of us before, maybe you haven't, but we were founded in 2018 and we've become one of Europe's fastest growing ad tech companies. More recently, we've been ranked at the top of the AppsFlyer Index for growth. We've had multiple placements on Adjoe's Partner Benchmark Report and various indexes. So Adjoe is part of the App-like group, and we are financially backed by European media conglomerate Bertelsmann. We are looking to reshape the way that apps are operating their business, and we've been able to do this by creating new ad formats like Agile Advance, as well as our first ad format, Playtime, which has been used by some of the top 100 mobile game apps to reach and scale their user base. So let me introduce you to our newest baby, which is Adjoe Advance. So Adjoe Advance is a new rewarded ad unit that's designed specifically for hyper-casual developers. Over the past year, we've seen that hyper-casual games have been booming. There's hyper-casual, there's hybrid casual, and everyone is basically obsessed wherever you are in the world in this vertical. And so what we thought is, how can we better help hyper-casual games expand their user base in the most systematic way? And that is how we came up with the idea of Adjoe Advance. It's a rewarded ad unit that continuously rewards users in our publisher's in-app currency for each level they're completing in a hyper-casual game. And what we're able to do here is we're able to create a sense of instant gratification and continuous rewards to help engage the user and drive them further and further into the hyper-casual in-game, resulting in more levels being completed, more sessions being made per day. And in essence, this allows us to achieve a higher LTV for the games that are running on Adjoe Advance. So going back to why it was created, basically we found that hyper-casual games have been growing globally. And one of the challenges we're seeing is finding the perfect balance between CPI, scale, and making sure you're achieving the right average revenue per install or user. And one of those challenges is growing in tier 1 markets. So when looking at creating Adjoe Advance, we thought the most effective way to create success for hyper-casual developers is by removing the competition of other app verticals. And that's why Adjoe Advance is designed only for hyper-casual games, removing the threat or the competition from other kinds of apps. In essence, that's a lot of information. So what I thought would make a little sense is to walk you through how Adjoe Advance works, where our users are coming from, and our user flow. So you can check out the advanced user experience here. Adjoe is an exclusive SDK network. So we're partnered with hundreds and hundreds of Android apps and apps with an in-app currency. So basically a user is perhaps seeking an in-app currency in a publisher's game. They're presented with a earn rewards or earn currency for free icon, as you can see here. Once the user clicks on that, they must accept our terms in service opt-in. And then they're presented with various hyper-casual games that they can play to earn the in-app currency of the publisher's app. From here, you can see that we have apps like Car Wash Empire and even Cat Escape. So once the user installs their app, they're able to play, and upon the level's completion, they're given a toast notification informing them that they've earned their currency in the publisher's app for their level completion. And with this system, what we're able to do is we're able to build a cycle between the publisher and the advertiser's app. And by doing this, this drives users to play further and further, because with each notification, users are like, boom, got more coins in my publisher's app, let me continue playing. But on top of that, these notifications are then driving users directly back into the publisher's app so that they go and collect them. So there's this fiscal connection between the advertiser and the publisher, which is then driving the users back and forth between collecting the rewards in the publisher's app and returning to the advertiser's app to continue playing. And with these two elements, the instant gratification of the rewards continuously, and the need to go back and collect, and then the need to go back and earn, we're able to drive increased session times and increased number of sessions per day. Okay, so looking at some of the highlights, which we briefly touched upon in the user flow, one of the core things about increasing the sessions and then the frequency is the fact that the more levels being completed, the more time the user is spending in the hyper-casual game, the more ads that are being consumed by that user. So if we're able to drive the users further, they're going to consume more ads, which results in a higher average revenue per user. On top of that, we really focus on removing the competition. We're operating in a closed ecosystem. That means that our SDK network is only accessed by Adjoe's demand partners, and therefore we're not competing at any waterfalls. We're just working exclusively through the Adjoe SDK, and we're able to show the ads only in the apps that have the SDK integrated. By removing this sense of competition, we're able to not only help hyper-casual games reach their users without the competition, we're able to better provide our hyper-casual partners with advice on what CPIs will help them achieve what scale so that we can help build the most success for them. And then on top of that, we want to go beyond existing channels. So Advance is an incremental UA source. One of our core focuses for our supply-side partnerships is not just to focus on apps with an in-app currency, but we want to kind of break outside the traditional box. And we want to find SDK partners that bring a completely new audience to the hyper-casual games by partnering with various app verticals outside of gaming. Of course, we work with gaming, but focusing on things like loyalty apps, dating apps, and something that can help gamify the publisher's app by adding this hyper-casual element into it and making the reward experience fun. So by considering those three elements, we're able to unlock a new audience, reduce the competition, and be able to increase the number of ads consumed, resulting in the most success at scale. So looking at how we're able to drive higher LTV, there's three core factors to that. Across our platform, we're able to see that we're achieving 20% higher long-term retention than other channels. This means that because we're connecting the advertiser's app to the publisher's app, we're able to drive the user back more frequently and longer than other channels are able to. We're able to then increase the session times and in essence the number of levels being completed by around 12%. And finally, we see about 17% more sessions per day than that are being seen on other channels. And this is directly related to the fact that users are earning these rewards in a continuous and fun manner that's encouraging them to play longer and longer and longer in your hyper-casual game. Going back to the original reason for Agile Advance, hyper-casual games were growing globally. And of course, it can be easier to grow in certain markets, but we really wanted to focus on expanding hyper-casual's presence in Tier 1. So our top geos are places like the US, Germany, France, the United Kingdom. But of course, we have quite a global reach and we are able to help you scale in places like Brazil, Philippines, Indonesia, and so on. But the main message is that if you're looking to try to acquire new users, by leveling the playing field, we're able to increase your user base with the most knowledge that we can to achieve the most success. Another important factor is that Adjoe's unlocking a completely new user base for hyper-casual games. I mentioned before that our SDK network focuses on non-conventional supply sources. Great. Everyone's looking for new users. They're looking for them in different places. But the most important thing here is that what we're doing is we're finding users for your games that you may not have connected with. Therefore, for older hyper-casual games, Agile Advance is able to not only deliver the results you're trying to achieve, but we're able to revive your games because the users you're connected with are in a less saturated market, so that you can find new users and more users by being advertised more predominantly in loyalty apps with older user base, or maybe dating apps, or of course some gaming apps as well. And then the last thing to focus on is the fact that Adjoe Advance was launched first towards the end of April, but we've seen an impressive growth trajectory over the past months, with even August to September doubling in the number of installs. This has a few things to be considered. The first is that the Adjoe SDK network is ever growing. So with the more publishers that are using the advanced format, the more access you have to new users. From the advertiser side, as the format matures more, we're bringing more and more hyper-casual advertisers success, and they're able to scale their user base through Adjoe Advance, not only in the US, but again, globally in more geos, so delivering more and more installs across the world. And while the growth is nice and the graph looks great, what really matters is, are we able to really back it up and achieve the success that we claim to? And some of the most important things we've seen is that for the hit title Cat Escape, made by the studio Sunday, we're able to grow their US average revenue per user by 25%. And then for Green Panda Games, we're able to see that their long-term retention is 20% higher with Adjoe than other rewarded channels. And then lastly, with the studio Crazy Labs, we've become one of their top performing channels for long-term retention, making it possible to not only scale these users in the US, but really build upon the titles that they have, introduce new games, introduce new geos, and work across the world with these apps. So that is the core, the growth we've seen. But to end the presentation, I think the most important thing is hearing directly what our partners have to say. And Thomas from Green Panda Games, he recently wrote that Adjoe has a better evolution than other partners. You start from good quality, and users can play as much as they want to earn. It's more user-friendly because players get rewards compared to other channels. It's like a win-win. And that's the idea. We want to make it a win-win for the users, the advertisers, and the publishers. And the rewarded ad experience doesn't need to be intrusive. It can be fun, just like hyper-casual games are to play. So I'm Carly, I'm the growth lead at Adjoe, and I'd love to talk more hyper-casual with you, learn about your games, and see how Adjoe can help expand your user acquisition strategy. So feel free to add me on LinkedIn, chat me, or send me an email. Thank you.